Oh, we're back doing some game dev, working on our game. What game are we working on? Working on a cozy tea management game. What even is that? We're working it out. That's what we're doing. Why we're here. We're here to work. We're working hard. Yep. We've got a few things on the to-do list today. I don't know if we will get to everything, but we'll work it out as we go. It's alright. So I think what I'd like to do first is tea recipes. So specifically, I've got a couple of traits, I guess you could say, properties of what the ingredients of the tea have, and we need to put these on the tea as well, and then we need to be able to create the teas. We need to reference them or relate them back to the recipes, and yeah, once we get that done, we should be able to start populating a bunch of different types of tea blends or brews or whatever you want to call it. Be pretty good. Yeah. After that, we want to be able to have some sort of scoring system. So some way for customers to rate the teas that they receive based on their request. Their request is also going to have a few preferences in it, a couple of dislikes, likes, or their like effects, flavors, strength, whatever. Whether they like cool tea, warm tea. Could be all of the above. Might not get that far. See how we go. But yeah, I think we are good to get into it. A couple of things, I guess. I've modified this sprite a little bit because I really hated it. Was very bad. I think I spent a bit of time working on it, and we ended up upscaling the sprite, but you know, it looked trash. So I've gone back and upscaled it and then made the pixels smaller pretty much. So it looks a little more in line with the rest of the pixels, although it's not pixel perfect yet, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I think, yeah. We've added a new font as well, which downloaded off the internet. Thank you, Cool Fonts, I think it was, or 1001 Fonts. We've got the font here, the BP dots, square bold, good for commercial use. So, and that's the goal. So, I also spent a bit of time modifying the stream. So I think we're streaming in 1080p now, which hopefully that'll be a little better. I was streaming maybe too high before. I didn't know, but Twitch doesn't automatically allow you to set your video quality unless you're like a bigger streamer or whatever. So I tried to put that down a little bit, and if it's still too bad, I guess we can continue to work on it. But yeah, I think we will jump into it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So, yeah, just do one thing. The average zoomer, you know. But yeah, we are good to go. Alrighty. So, what are we doing first? Tea recipes. That's what we're doing first. Grab some stuff up and we will get into it. So I think our first thing is I've created I don't even have it open. I'd love to just close everything. Start fresh today, you know? Yeah, I think in our entities, I've got something in our T section for the logic. Yes, but a T logic class. Now, it's I mean, it's not a singleton per se, but not in the sense that it's like an auto load, I guess. Global here, it's not globally loaded, but we do have some static functions, and they're good for just calling them to do some processing, some quick maths, you know, based on whatever we define. I kind of like that method, so you don't need to put it on an actual node and that sort of thing. It can do its thing in the background. At the moment, we've got a few things. I had, when I was messing around with the initial idea, yeah, I just set some random stuff before I'd really thought about it, like the warmth, aroma, sweetness. I'd done a couple things of just like, you know, adding the values together and then giving it a kind of a score and then generating a T with a pretty shocking else if statement, but that's okay. So yeah, I think we will get out of that and yeah, do something else. So make it a little better. I think. Yeah. I think the first thing I want to do in our tea is to have a tea recipe. So I think this deserves its own entity folder. Let's call it tea recipe. Recipes, maybe. Anyways, create a new script here. Honestly, I think we'll keep resource and we'll call it tea recipe. It's because it's more of a data structure than anything else. Oop. Start off with some good ability to type as per usual. Tea recipe extends resource. Cool. What's do we want to do? We need some variables on that. So I think obviously the tea has a name. Do we need default values? Probably, so I can quickly jump through stuff and that sort of thing. So I note the which is saying we have an excellent bitrate, which I haven't seen before. So I think I may have solved the streaming issue that I had, but I don't know. We'll work it out. Work it out later. All right. So I guess for the recipe itself, we need the required ingredients, right, to make the tea. This could be like 2 to 3 ingredients. Really, it's just going to be an array of string for now. Because an ingredient, I guess we'll keep its like key value or primary key or whatever as its name. Should be fine. Just keep that empty. And we can define that in the UI. We want to have, so I guess a couple of things I wrote on the to-do. Can't see it on the screen. We'll pretend I'm looking directly at it on the screen. Look. We got effects. Right. That's also just going to be an array of string for now until we define a better type. This could be like a, I don't know, enums or a dictionary or something like that. But yeah, so you need a variable for it. Be good. We want the flavors. Also, again, array of string. We want some other stuff. We've got temperature. Temps. I don't know. Bad. Yeah, I can't spell, so temps is fine. And probably the strength as well. Strength of the tea. That can just be a string. Actually, the temp. We're not going to have multiple temperatures. That doesn't make any sense. default to warm. Strength will default to blue. So I guess, yeah, that's a good question. Do we have enums? Can I... We just like, what is a string? The string. Open the online documentation. Okay, and let's see if we can find a... Chuck it up on the screen. Have a look. Have a look-see together. Can we find... What are we looking for? What are we looking for? The enum? Do that again. Close that. So yeah, temps could be... I guess we probably want a global enums place. So for T's, I guess we could have a script that is like T globals or something like that. I'm testing something out. I'm not super used to this. So this is what Google said. Enum list. All right, so let's have a look back at our T recipe. If we want temps, we'll call it temperatures. Then we'll have low. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, warm. I don't know. Lukewarm. And then like cool. Something like that. Can we... Yep. Get rid of these extra white spaces. Yucky. Something like that would be good. So can we easily reference that is a T globals dot temperatures. Okay. T globals dot temperatures dot warm. Cool. I think that'll do. And we can do the same thing for strength. So we'll just copy that. Cool. Strength. We'll have low, mid strength. And high, is that weird? Is that weird? That's okay. High strength T probably makes enough sense for me at least. So let's go back to the T globals. Temperature, strength be a good one. Strength is gonna be T globals dot strength dot low. I like that. That's pretty good. You could do something like that for the names as well, and then you could reference them maybe easier, but I mean, I'm not sure if it's so. I think that'll be good for our T recipe. Let's make an example one, I guess. So we'll create a data folder and let's create a new resource. It is going to be a T recipe. Let's call it, let me grab my spreadsheet up. Screen. Have a look. Cool. All right. So one that I've written up is evening balloon. So if we open that one, we've got its name. This. White ingredients. So easy enough. We could reference that as an array of ingredient because we have set that up already. So, and we can say we want chamomile. Oop, do not cam. Okay. I think it was having an issue because I already defined spots for it. Yep. Okay. Nice. What else do we want? Like honey. Nice warm, cozy tea. Chuck like lavender, other flower, right? Effects. So we can either just, yeah, we can just type it in like soothing, comforting, something like that. Our flavors, it's floral, and sweet from the honey, I guess. Something like that. Temp, we've got warm and low strength. That's pretty good. So if we save that, now we've got our tea, which is great. Nice. So I guess what we need to do now is we need a way to grab all of the recipes from the data spot. So I probably want to rename that, add an S to it. Yeah, so in the tea recipes data folder, we're gonna grab pretty much so I think for now we can just grab it using like the file system, but I don't think that's gonna work in the long term. I read something with Godot with the T sorry, the data not being able to be referenced correctly in different builds. That maybe might just be like the web referencing. I'm not sure. I'm not targeting web though, so I think for now we'd be able to just grab it and then call it a day, but yeah, it is what it is. So all right. Well, we can grab our first checkbox off. We're a pro. We got it all done. We are pretty good there. That update looks good to me. Cool. So I think, yeah, we need some sort of database for our recipes, and then in our logic static function, we can like reference the database. So either that could be, if you auto load it, I think it goes into memory, and we don't necessarily want everything ready and available in the memory, so it's probably not the best idea. I don't actually know what would be the best idea. Something I can take a look at. I think people generally use like, yeah, JSON structures or like, yeah, some sort of dictionary for their data. I kind of like the Godot UI, so I think we'll use that, but yeah. Let's have a look. Probably just keep it an array, I think. I don't know why I'm thinking about it so much. Yeah, it's just, you know, evening time. Got the evening bloom going. So, in our tea recipes, we probably want to store a database file. Reference a node. Call it TDB, something like that. Class name, oops, T recipe db extends node. Oh, export var recipes is an array of T recipe. Empty to begin with. Be good there. Cool. Should probably rename this to T recipe db, or even just recipe db is fine. Cool. So I guess we can auto load this. Yeah. Yes. At least for now. Alrighty. Let's have a little look-see. So our T recipe, should we auto load it? Our database T recipe D. Should we auto load it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure it won't have that much data that it'll actually matter, but the programmer in me tells me probably shouldn't always keep everything in the database, in the memory, you know. That's okay. Let's have a look here. So, do you know what? We should probably save an instance. So if we create a T recipe db and we add that, we quick load our evening bloom, save that to our T recipes scene. Oh, then that's what we actually want to auto load. Oh, T recipe db. I like the capital valid name. Oh no. I think we've gone lowercase everywhere. Whoa, 12 feet up. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. How you going this fine evening? Add that in. Be good to go. Alrighty. So let's have a look. So we've got our evening bloom tea in there. We've only got one tea recipe. That's fine for now. I think if we can get the entire flow working with just one recipe, and then even being able to score a customer request to the recipe, and we've got that all working, then we can hopefully write good enough code that we can expand it out as much as we want. Hello, just getting back into a Godot project, seeing who's streaming as virtual co-working. Ah, lovely. That is good to hear. I've been on and off with Godot for quite some time. I decided, should probably finish something. I usually do like some pretty good demos of projects, and then I don't add all the like content kind of thing. I get stuck doing that, so I think doing this for me will at least allow me to smash out the content when I get to that. I've just started on this brand new project myself, so what kind of project are you working on? Anything boozy? Maybe? I don't know. Alrighty, so let's have a look. We don't need this. Let's go back to our game. Get rid of that. Yes. Oh yeah. I think yeah, we're all a bit ambitious when we start our projects. I like to dream big. I think everyone does. I'd like to, yeah, make something a bit smaller as well. Going for a little bit of something very simple at the moment. Maybe I'll show off a little bit of what I'm doing at the moment. Might be good. But very basic setup. Just a little customer walking in. You can talk to them, take their request, do a cheeky bit of gambling, that sort of thing. Want to make storytelling games, but stories make for a lot more work. Absolutely. I wouldn't say I've got a great track record with story-based games, but I've got more of a programming background, so I like thinking of systems and trying to work out how to make them. Different mechanics and stuff is my favorite part. I would love to do a lot more storytelling stuff though, because I don't know. I think everyone's got stories to tell. And I mean, I've got stories to tell. I'd love to. It's definitely something that I want to learn how to do. What kind of storytelling game are you wanting to work on? Like a visual novel kind of thing, or something else maybe? Set up pretty good. Wow. Mel loves the tea. We got another Mel walking in. Got a debugger issue. I wonder what that is. Interesting. Probably name that something else. There you go. Testing the game fixes the game. Always. Always. Alrighty. What? The platform mechanics and 2D procedural skeletal language. Oh, nice. Sounds great. I love a good platformer. What are some of your favorite platformers? I guess if you're looking at making something smaller within a year or so, I'm assuming you want to tell some sort of story through some sort of platforming experience, whether that be procedural animations or something like that. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting, I reckon. Alrighty, so I think what we're doing here is we're going to pretend that these functions don't exist anymore. Oops. Because we want to scratch them and make a new way to grab our keys and reference them to tea recipes if they exist, instead of, I don't know, trying to avoid these if we can attack on a story project. Basically trying to combine Vampire Survivors gameplay with a 2D side view platform. Yeah, right. That sounds pretty cool. So I guess I think I've seen something like that in a YouTube video a couple months back, and one as like some sort of wave system implemented on like a 2D platforming game. They're really making use of like the jumping and double jumping mechanics. You can do some cool things with like shooting and stuff. It sounds pretty cool. I think my big, or not huge, but I was working on a little Survivors clone a couple months back at the end of last year, and started this year. It was pretty. I'd done like a lot of the systems implementation. I just got to the point where I needed to put like content and stuff in, and then actually produce art for it, and then create sounds and stuff. And that's where that's where my brain kind of switches off. So looking for people who have explored this territory already. Yeah, all right. Might see if I can link something later if I can find it. I would have been a while ago that I had a look at it, but yeah, definitely something that we can maybe have a look at. Be pretty cool. Like, yeah, it's really cool to have specific themes and that sort of thing. Like you could do the standard, like I want it to be, I'm not here. You can do like the whole vampire stuff, but you can do like heaps of stuff and that sort of thing. Not here to promote, I just want to see your stuff. That's cool. I like having a chat. It's pretty good. I'm just working on a little tea shop management with Splasher scratchy gambling. You know? Nothing crazy. So yeah. I definitely love working on the different mechanics. Like I worked on a level up system based on like the waves and stuff that you would have in like a Vampire Survivors game. It's probably pretty fun. I was like trying to scale the leveling based off like how Dark Souls scales their levels with different soul counts and stuff. Scott had some cheeky maths in there, which is pretty good to visualize and work with. Alrighty, so we are finding a matching tea from our tea recipe database to see if when you are brewing the tea, let's have a look. How do we brew a tea? Oh no, I can't do that because I have broken this function, this class script. Let's comment that out for a second. So we'll get to Scratch. When we have selected our teas, we click this brew button. Our logic is going to say we've got 2 gingers and a lavender. Do we have a recipe that matches these ingredients? If so, match them. Otherwise, do a custom blend or something like that. That's the idea. So I guess we want to input a tea or a list of ingredients, I guess. So ingredients is an array of ingredients. Or ingredient in ingredients. We probably need to do something funky with their names because kind of be like that. Please tell me you have peppermint. That's the tea I'm drinking now. Yes, we have a peppermint. We love a good peppermint tea. I do enjoy peppermint tea. Where is our ingredients? If I can pull it up. why is that? Here we go. We have a peppermint. I don't know if you can see that very well on the right. It's my lovely peppermint leaf growing. I had a look, pretty much just like researching different teas and tea blends and stuff the other day. I do like have a good tea, you know. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. All right. What are we doing? For ingredients, we want to add it to our ingredient names. So we'll append the ingredient name, item name, good enough. And that's about it. With our names, can't wait for the butcher DLC. Yeah. Maybe separate game. Although, it would be kind of cool to make different kinds of shops and then manage those different kinds of shops. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, which is a pretty wild statement from a software engineer by trade, but yeah, do like a good kombucha and I do like a good tea, so can't win them all. Look through our recipes, I reckon we'll do. And so for recipe in our tea recipe db dot recipes. So I need to make this some sort of static, something static. I think I did auto load it, so I might need to lowercase it. I think I did that before. I've just got a goldfish memory, so that's okay. If we have a match, how do we match a recipe though? We probably need a function to handle it. Just make my own kombucha every week. That was 20 years ago. Yeah, right. I'll be honest, I'm not, I'm pretty young. I think maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I had attempted to make kombucha from some store-bought kombucha, because I think the process, you pretty much just boil a bunch of tea and sugar together, right? And then you add it to the existing colony, and then it kind of feeds on that and gets the scobies, and then you can divvy it out with the SCOBY sort of thing, right? Pretty good. I'd say my kombucha was not that great, and I think I also haven't had enough time. Maybe too busy coding all day, so. Do like a good I never got a I guess I never knew how to properly flavor it, because exactly it. Caffeine, sugar, and oxygen. Yeah, right. I knew it ate the sugar. I didn't realize it needed oxygen as well. Kinda cool. Because yeah, green tea still has caffeine in it. I think there's you can get non-caffeinated teas. I don't really know how the non-caffeine thing works, but recipe. What are we gonna return? Maybe a teat, a bowl. I believe. Okay. So if we have recipe. Just leave that. Oh, sorry. It'll still error. Return true. Oh. Pass in our recipe. Or our recipe, sorry. Use green tea for my... Yeah, right. Yeah, I think my starter was a green tea kombucha, but I know you can yeah, you can make green and black tea kombuchas. I don't know like how the caffeine works. Like, because I know green tea has caffeine, but I don't, yeah, I don't know a ton about it. About the caffeine side of things. Maybe I have to do a cheeky Google. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe there is, I don't know, maybe they do some fancy things in the warehousing manufacturing line to decaffeinate it. There's probably some sort of, yeah, I don't know. Apparently herbal teas are caffeine free, so if they don't have the actual tea leaves in them, any tea with caffeine works for making. Green tea has less than black tea. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like, I guess, yeah, you obviously can't make kombucha from a non-tea leaf tea. That makes sense. If you're making a pure peppermint tea, right? That doesn't have caffeine in it, because it's, I don't think. I'm not sure. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what I know? You probably know though. Alright, so let's say so we actually want to chuck in our ingredient names and we want to chuck in our recipe to see if there's a match. And even further, can we please have the typing? That would be great. So if recipe is the recipe, then can I please have the type? Please ignore me if I'm distracting you. Maybe you can use this random someday. It's good distraction. It's all research, you know. Same with when I'm playing video games. It's all just research. Research for the greater power. Perfect. But our required ingredients. Cool. So print match. Found match. Perfect. That's good. We need to pass in our ingredient names as an array of string and our recipe dot oops, just say required ingredients as an array of string as well. Something like that. Is this, oh no, it's an array of ingredient. My bad. Let's go back to that. Oh no, we've got errors everywhere. So item name is a string, I believe. Yes, cool. And let's see. So yeah, we're just matching the array of string, which I might type that as well, because I like knowing what things are, even if it is assumed. Let's get this out of my face. Cool. And then we... Oh, non-static. Ah, because it's not static. Okay. Easy. Very good when we read the errors. Definitely a reason why they come up already. So something like that. Cool. So now all we have to do is match this, do like a string match, which is not super crazy, I hope. Yeah, we'll have a look. So we can return our required ingredients dot wonder if we can just use something like this. Returns a bool when each element on the array returns true. I think that sounds good to me. So if we return all of our so if they all match, then we'll return true, otherwise it'll be false. I think it's perfect. So all we have to do is do a cheeky lambda ingredient and just return our return our ingredient names. Has. That's what we want. Yep. Return. So maybe not the most efficient because you're doing like a kind of doing a loop and then a loop, but I guess you kind of have to because it's string matching. So it's not the best because we're not using like an enum, something that we can always make sure that they match. I could type it wrong at any point and then I will break, and then I'll probably be sitting here wondering why aren't my teas matching the recipe or the ingredients matching the recipes. But yeah, definitely something we can work on in the future. So I do enjoy refactoring. Oops, there we go, chuck the I in there. Cool, so that should just match or not correctly. First try, no bugs, very good. So I guess once we have the match, then we can return. We then have to make the tea, don't we? Yeah. So we probably need instead of using like another database with a bunch of predefined like keys from the tea blends, we can just make it at runtime. I don't think that's too bad. Pardon me. So I think we can, yeah, we'll just create tea from our recipe. So we need our just our recipe. Recipe is a tea recipe, and it will return a tea. So all we have to do, return create tea from recipe. Oh. And matching recipe. If we don't have a matching recipe as well, before I get into how we actually create the tea, we can just, you know what? Just make sure we do this as the default value. Alright, just return like, oops. Do I need it in an else? No. Return, create, custom tea. actually, yeah, I think I've already defined that earlier, which is nice. And we'll just pass in our ingredients. Easy enough. So that should look through our known recipes and then just a custom tea. Cool. And then here, all we should have to do is go RT equals t.new. New tea resource. We'll set its name equal to recipe dot name, I guess. And it's everything. T.flavors to recipe.flavors. Our t.ingredients equal to our recipe.ingredients. Our t. Oh yeah, I forgot we had these other things. So before I kind of defined what I wanted, I've put a bunch of values on the T, which I don't necessarily want. I want to more link it back to what we were looking at today. So its effects, its flavors. So I'll probably just copy these in. So we've got ingredients, flavors, effects. We want the temps and the strengths, I think. And I think for now, keep them in, but see how we go. See how we go. We can probably remove them later. I don't want to break the rest of the code because we are still generating a T. Actually, we are going to have to refactor that anyways, aren't we? Yeah, that's fine. I will look into that later. That's okay. What else did I just copy in? So effects, logic, t.effects equals recipe.effects, t.strength equals recipe.strength. These are not ordered very well. T.temperature, temps equals recipe.temps. Oh, and then return T. Something like that. I don't know. Might actually be better if we can statically have a function. I think you can do like an init or something, and then you can pass in I think you can pass in it as if it's a constructor. So we can just do that instead of setting the values manually, which might be nice, but I don't even remember. I think I did it a few weeks ago, but I would have done it somewhere else, which I don't know off the top of my head at the moment. Scratchy data, did we do that here? That's an actual scratchy. Nope. And we've all of a sudden opened a ton of different stuff. It's very good. Very good. I might just ignore that for now. Just go down little rabbit holes later. Okay. That's fine, that should work. And this should still work because we have our ingredients and we still have our warmth, aroma, sweetness values, which I had just set as like just values, like numbers, pretty much floats. I was trying to do a bit of a score based on, yeah, just saying like if it's warm enough, then we'll make the tea name a spicy tea. If it's like cool enough, sorry, this says if it's a spicy flavor. Like these are, I guess, very customized things that you'd have. If you want to generate specific but custom blends, you could do that. Otherwise, you can just do some RNG based on the existing effects and flavors and like just combine them randomly, which I think is probably the path I want to go down instead of having these values that you have to manually set for each ingredient and then pass it to the tea and or like calculate it and that sort of thing. But something we can work on later. So, all right. So, what does this do? This will find our matching tea, which is great. I should just be able to use this instead of the create tea method. So if we go to where we call this, oops, not replace. You've got a few places. So, our tea maker class, which is a UI. That's the one where we actually brew the tea. I'll take my tea spicy, but not sweet. Thank you very much. Not a sweet tea drinker. Might have to make an NPC out of you. Spicy tea. Don't mind if I do. All right. Got a bit of a congestion thing going on, but that's okay. Okay, so instead of creating a tea, all we want to do is find a matching tea. Should be it. So I guess to test this correctly, I might need to remove a bunch of ingredients from our scratchy. Or create a lot of different teas, or just test a bunch until it works or not. Habanero to my tea before. I would add sugar or honey. True story. Wow. Might have to elaborate on that one a little bit. Sounds alright. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't say that I've tried it before, but might not be my cup of tea. But it could be good. Could be good. So we can force it by having what did I set my tea recipe as? That's a good question. The cheeky evening bloom tea, chamomile, honey, and lavender. So let's just create a new scratchy, I think is the best option. And we'll call it I don't know, evening. The evening scratchy. Why not? We'll get rid of everything that isn't our lovely sweet ingredients. Unfortunate. I'll have to make a spicy scratchy card just for you. 12 feet up. But we'll get to that later. Alright. 0.67. Enough. Yep. I think that's fine. So all I should have to do is if I think I link the scratchy, yep. So if I just duplicate this scratchy, and I'll call this the evening scratchy. And all I hope I have to do is just quick load our evening scratchy. So I haven't actually tested this yet, but that's okay. And in our game, we can just assign our evening scratchy. Oh, this is why we set up. That's why I set up these systems, so I can just hopefully do so. I always thought that tea was gonna taste like hot brown water. You know what? I was right. It's horrible. Head so, huh? Pretty. Oh. Found a bit of a bug there. I only agree with Ted Lasso when it comes to regular British tea. Nice. Very good. Very good. I can't say, I'll be honest, I've not seen Ted Lasso. I have heard a little bit about it, but is it a good show? Alright, we have a bug somewhere. So if I create our new Scratchy, and I think I've linked it up correctly, we seem to just ignore everything and skip it. That's after we click on our dialogue. So that would give us a little bit of a hint as to what's going on. I think maybe this toggle scratching value is called here. So we'll just add some logging. Toggling on our scratchy. We'll begin there, I think. Good enough. Fortunately, we will have to wait for our... Did we get... Toggling on scratchy, it has gone automatically to scratched, so... Why is that? Why are we scratched? So we've decided our scratch ratio is full. League of Lego Boy 99. What up? Hello Head Boy 500. What your thought on the program you making? What up, Pillow Head Boy 700? It's what up to you, League of Lego Boy 99? Playing some League of Legos, I assume. I don't know what that is, but something. Why you attack my name like that? Oh, he's fishing. He's fishing. Did I attack your name? I apologize. Alrighty, so our scratch ratio is huge because I'm assuming we're not waiting correctly for the loading of the scratchy. I think one thing we can do is on the scratchy itself, because what we're doing, I think the issue is that I've got a singular signal, so I'm only expecting one scratchy at a time. Oh, I just broke something. That's okay. So I think removing this would fix everything. Hello? Sometimes I wonder, dude, what if we create a program to solve the problem of creating programs? That's crazy. That's some huge brain logic right there. I don't know if we can. Alrighty. Yeah, I think it's just because I've got 2 scratchies in here. I think, am I saving our scratchy? We've got a data value. Yeah, I've got it as a separate scene, so that's fine. We can just get rid of it. Don't need to worry about it. So let's try this again. What do you think is beyond the stars? I asked you that question because when you think your eyeballs move up and down and around in a strange way. Yeah. I've got a crazy setup. So I like to look back and forth. We've got chat over here. I'm looking over here. We've got game. Got some OBS, you know, so we can stream. How your neck feel? Didn't break yet? No, definitely not. Look at that. We fixed the issue. How good. I train my neck at the gym every single day. So you work out, yeah. We've got a custom blend because I didn't find the correct ingredients, so I have to find another scratchy. Try again. Hopefully we get 3. We've got all 3 on the first row. Boy, do I love scratching. It's pretty good. All right, let's test this out. We still have a custom blend. Okay. That's interesting. I have to debug that. I'm going to ignore those messages. Don't even know what you're talking about, buddy. Alrighty. Let's have a look-see. So we've got our evening scratchy. Unfortunately, our logic. It ain't it, Chief. I'll tell you what. Ain't it. The treadmill? Is that okay? Can't say I use the treadmill. Why would I do cardio? I can go for a nice, lovely walk in the real world instead of being chronically online, you know, like I am. What the good girl machine. I feel when I use it. You feel like a good girl when you use the treadmill. Go for a nice walk. Get your steps in. I don't mind. That's what you want to call it. Looks good to me. So we never found a matching recipe. Let's see how I walk on the treadmill. No, thank you. I'm all good. Alrighty. So I think let's just firstly log our ingredients. So ingredient names for sure. And let's grab our ingredient names. I think that might just log the array. So maybe I'll just make sure that we've got them. And after that, for each recipe, I'll just print recipe.name. So string should be fine. I think it looks like really like that you put effort into your code. I thank you, appreciate it. Assuming it looks like a Lego character walking on a treadmill. Could definitely. You might get your little feet stuck in the Lego brick circles. What are those called? What are the Lego brick circles called? If this was my code, I would delete it and start again. Oh, I might delete it and start again. You never know. Do that. You know what? if you're not refactoring, are you really coding, you know? I'm freezing, I need to warm up. Alright, let's have a look. So we got some chamomile, some honey, some lavender. Dude. Jivikubun. Can't even pronounce my own name. How crazy is that? Alrighty, so we have ingredient names and we have the ingredient bloom. What if you go to sleep, give me your task, and when you wake up, I'll have it all done. That sounds like a great offer. Sounds like a great offer. Except, I can guarantee that touching my code base, it's not gonna be good. Tell you what, I like my code base. How I like my code base. Exactly how I've left it. Lego Boy, it's starting to sound like a troll. Yeah, I think League of Lego Boy, maybe a boy, you know, so that's okay. You can come and chill. You're chilling, that's fine. Probably just wanting to... Yeah. Alright, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love children on the website, tell you what. Alright. So we have our recipe name coming up, but it definitely should be a tea recipe. I'm assuming this is probably the issue, which I said would work first try, but you know, doesn't always work out. So we'll just print, let's have a look. Got our ingredient names, our required ingredients. Okay. Yeah, this is the issue. So our required ingredients is an array of ingredient, but we actually need to iterate over, we need to grab those names and then iterate over those. Works for me. So I think for, I don't know, the required ingredient. In required ingredients, we can have an array. So bar names. Unless we can do I dot what is it? Item name, I think. I is an ingredient. Type it and then call it a day. Item name. Knock knock. Who's there? I love falling into bait traps. Me, I'm here. I'm chilling. I'm chilling right here. But thanks. Thanks, brother. Then hopefully we don't actually need to set the array up and then go through that. Don't need any more loops. Waiting all day to tell you this joke. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Might have to wait a whole another day. Never know. There we go, look at that. Lovely. So we've got our evening bloom tea recipe that we've brewed. I like that. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty floral. So I think what we'll do with that is we can assume that everything works and we can go on to maybe doing some scoring. Half upset but also frustrated at the same time when you're focused. Yeah, that's me. It's a love-hate relationship with the coding. Tell you what. Alright. Only 14 seconds through our day. We do have a day system as well, which is pretty neat. You don't really want to answer, yeah. I don't really want to answer. You're right. Come up with another one. You're just gonna keep quizzing me all day. You can go right ahead. That's how you like to spend your time. That's fine with me. Because I'm getting a nice free view out of you. So nothing wrong with that. Alright, let's see if we can finish our day up. Just gotta wait a few seconds before taking this request. I don't know if you probably see it. Time passed 36 seconds. We have about a minute on our day at the moment. We also have a maximum amount of there you go. Time to close up shop. Nice. At the moment, we just go to the next day, and then I don't think mustn't have finished or saved what I was doing. Thought I had fixed it. Maybe I didn't fix it. But yeah, I think I haven't properly reset the day properly. I said properly a lot. That's okay. Alrighty. So I think we are good here. Don't need to print that. Chill there. Whoa. About your game. You know what? That is a good point. We are here to look at some code and look at some game. Some beautiful little not pixel perfect game. Tell you what. We do something I do want to do is make some nice, I don't know, kind of align the recipes for teas with real life stuff, so long as there aren't, like, I don't know, copywritten or IP backed, however that works, tea blends. Yeah. What are the biggest problems or reasons so far you think people will not want to play the game? Do you know what? That is a good question. I would say anybody who isn't the target audience will not want to play the game. And that is completely fine, because I'm not here to make everybody play the game. Not trying to cultivate to every single audience. No. Here to cultivate to the people who just want to chill and make some tea. Game will be played between you and your family. Yeah, man. If I could get one person in my family to play my game, that would be great. That's the goal. Alright, so I reckon we can pick off some of these stuff. So we can fetch and create teas from our tea recipe resource. If I win, can I be part of your family to play the game too? Oh, how nice of you. Can you be part of my family? No, you cannot. Find a way for customers to rate it. Why did I take that? Maybe we could be friends. Maybe we could be friends. If you're allowing me to extend the game out to friends and family, you know, should be good to go. But then you can play it. Then I can get the one person to play it that I want to play it. What do you consider a good friend? Someone who stops distracting me from working on my game. You. Can you do that again? No. How about you flip that? Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay. You can give me a follow and give me a clip. That'll be our trade-off. And a way for customers to rate their tea. So that's what we're gonna do now. I think. So I guess a little bit of backstory. When a customer or an NPC makes their request, we have some data set up for what a customer request is. So we'll have to redefine that a little bit. I think to work with this new style of like the data properties on the teas that we've got. And then I'll also need to create some logic to match our, you know, match our keys with our customer requests, and then we can create some sort of scoring system. It might be something as simple as saying, you know, they've got the same effects, give it a 1 score. They've got, I don't know, same flavors, same temp, same strength. Add them all up. This is your total score. It can be as simple as that, which is pretty good. What a strong man. You are so powerful with negotiations. I think what I will do is I don't have the bladder effect on the screen yet, but that's my goal. Gonna get that. But bladder is full, so I will take a piss break and I'll be back in a moment. Don't mind me. Got this. long break, I know. Crazy. Alrighty. So I think we are getting back. So I want to rate the old enough to eat foods yet. Is pretty funny. That's a good one. Thanks for the backup. 12 feet up. Nice. What a nice person you are. Alright. Yeah, so pretty much we do want customers to rate their tea. They're not going to rate their tea. The code is going to have some logic to rate the tea for them. So that's pretty cool. Find a way for customers to rate their tea. Let's do it. So I think do we put this in the tea logic, or should we have a separate script to handle our scoring? I think we should have a separate script. Definitely, definitely what I think we should do. So, this is going to be similar to, going to be very similar to the tea logic, which is fine. So let's have a look. I think we should create a separate, I don't know if it's like a, it's not really like an entity though. I'd say it's more like a util almost. We might change it later, but that's okay. See how we go. We will call it our score logic, something like that. So we'll also give it a class name. I really gotta stop spacing that out because it deletes the next word when we put the space. I don't know why. It's the Godot editor. Anyways. Extend the node. Alright. We'll get a static function. Some logic here. So rate t. I've just called it scoring and rating in the same thing, which is not a great thing. That's okay. Same thing, which is not a great thing. You like naming stuff as well. That's okay. We are on the waters. This fine evening, there is no tea to be found. There was tea. I have not made a tea, unfortunately. So I think to rate a tea, we need a tea. We also need a customer request. So our tea and our customer request. Requeue request. Cool. Cheeky voice crack. That's okay. Alright, let's have a look. So we've got effects, desired temperature, we've got dislikes. We also need some other data in here because, you know, it's not everything. We want our flavor. Everything's desired. So I think yeah, we almost don't need to call it desired. Levers. Array of string as well. Such a programmer, even though I'm on 4.4, I can't bring myself to type things like yeah. I'd say if you look back a couple streams, this is my third stream, but I think the first one is like definitely on and off between doing that. I do like I like to get in the habit of doing that sort of thing, I guess. But you know, it's not something actually. Yeah, it's habit. It is a good habit. It is a good habit. Sure. Think. Oh, we will grab that. Temperatures. Customer. This is another issue I have. In the programming sense of things, is I have created a T globals class because as a small-brained individual, my thought process was, yeah, T's have temperatures and strength. Customer requests are slightly different to T. They also have temperatures and strength. Should this stay in T globals, or should it go into another global globals? That is something else. Something else. But that's okay. For now, I'll leave it as is. And I can fix that later. We can't define. I mean, we can define a. Yes, sorry. We can define a default value for it. Just say everyone likes warm tea. I like warm tea. It's pretty good. So that's how it's gonna be. Strength. I don't like how you can't have the typed thing when you're not until you get to the when you're like typing. When you're typing the variable, it doesn't have the typing properly in there, and I think that's because you're not setting a value, you're just setting the type, but then it's not auto what is this called, like IntelliSense, whatever you call it in Godot. Low strength, everyone likes low strength tea. So I guess the other thing is you could technically make this an array as well, both of these as an array of enums. To say someone might like warm and cool teas, but you know, they don't like lukewarm temperature. They might like low and medium strength, but they don't like super strong teas, for example. I'm not even sure if there's a better way to describe strength than low, medium, high, but that's okay. For emotion, I would add other parameters like customers who are sweet, not sweet, etc. Or who like sweet, not sweet, etc. I can read. But for gameplay, I would limit the number of preferences for each customer. Yeah. So I think like yeah, you're definitely right. Some customers would prefer like sweet things in general, and then maybe their dislikes is they don't like anything spicy, or they don't like anything sweet, or they don't like anything minty, or maybe their dislikes is nothing, they like everything. But yeah, you could limit the number of preferences for each customer. I was thinking, at least for now, you would have like maybe one or two dislikes to keep it simple. Because I guess like yeah, a lot of people have like those one or two things, not just talking about tea here, but like one or two things that you really don't like, and you always like, oh, if it's got, I don't know, like for me, I'm not a coriander fan, unfortunately. Very controversial opinion, but for me, I would put that in my dislikes is I don't like coriander. So definitely, that's like a definite no there. Whereas someone who doesn't mind it, just leave it as is and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it is interesting. It is interesting. And it's something that we can play around with as well. I think it's not like you have to limit not like you have to limit anything for now. This is more of like I guess I'm still validating the project a little bit, so we can find something that works. And it's one of the most divisive flavors in the world. That's not weird. Yeah. Had someone tell me that it was a genetic thing, and then I'm friends with a set of identical twins who one likes coriander, one does not like coriander, which is interesting, to say the least, because I think they were trying to explain it as, well, it can't be a genetic thing. Then I don't know anything about genetics though, so can't say I'm an expert by any means, so keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That's the KISS principle that every programmer should live by. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and keep it simple. There's some good ones. Cool. I think, yeah, we'll just keep it as singular things. When they're requesting something on that particular day, if it's a cold day, they might want a warm tea only. Yeah, I think that's fine, and I think we can you can kind of play on that with like the text that the customer gives you, because you could say, oh, I'm looking for something warm. That would be very straight up, but you could also be a little elusive in what you're telling them, or what the customer's telling you, what you put in their dialogue, so that sort of thing. Alrighty, back to our score logic. So we've got the correct data on there now, so that is good. We now just need to rate the tea. So it's always a way to go about things. So that's a good start. All right, so I think we will set a score value and add it up based on the matches for each category. So I think we will start with effects, that the tease effect. We will have the flavors that match, any sort of flavors. We will have the temperatures. I know how to spell. Cool. We will have the strength. When you say coriander, do you mean the seed or the herb or both? Yeah. So for me, definitely the leaf, the cilantro. I don't know. I know it's called cilantro in places. I'm gonna Google that. That cilantro is the plant? I don't know. Coriandrum sativum is what it's called. That is what AI tells me, at least. Take that with a grain of salt. Wish I could turn off the AI overview and stuff. I'm in the USA, we call it cilantro. Probably also call it an herb instead of a herb. I'm just assuming things, please ignore me. Yeah, I think So do you call the coriander the seed part? Because I know, I guess like around, I live in Australia, so we just call it coriander seed and then the coriander as in the leaf. Well, um, leaf and stem. Sometimes, yeah, it's just a combination of the leaf and the stem actually. So coriander is the seed, cilantro is the herb, bro. Oh, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. I didn't even think of that. Just as predefined assumptions that you have when you grow up living in a certain place. It's interesting. I think something we want to do as well as like we want to have a bonus, so like a bonus scoring if we perfectly meet. So if the brewed tea perfectly matches the request, we want to give some bonus points. Okay, simple enough. Yeah, I think that the coriander seed it's not actually all that bad. I know if it's put into like some different curries and stuff, I usually don't notice that at all. But yeah, anytime the leaf the leaf and stem part is put into like a curry, I seem to notice it, which is very interesting. And it's very crazy how much the I guess like the accuracy people say when they say like, oh, it's too soapy. I don't know if I'd call it a soapy like taste, because I wouldn't know off the top of my head what soap tastes like, but you know, I'm not good at cleaning my mouth out, so it is what it is. Alright, so I guess we firstly want to keep a very low score. There's a tea ingredient. Seed when I'm making tea. Yeah, definitely cardamom is a pretty common ingredient in teas, as far as I'm aware. I didn't realize that coriander seed in a tea was a thing. I haven't had that before either. I'd be interested to try it, to be honest, because it could be good. I don't know. I've never really had like coriander seeds by themselves, or I couldn't tell you, like I couldn't distinguish the flavor, I guess. But yeah, I think like yeah, guess I was talking about coriander and like a general sense of likes and dislikes. But yeah. Alright. So we've got our score. So we're pretty much going to do a bunch of loops. So yeah, very inefficient code, but it is what it is. For our effect in we'll loop through our customer request.effects. You know what? I'm going to shorten this because I'm going to have to type it a bunch, and I don't like typing. Well, I don't mind typing. I'm not good at typing. Has is a good one because returns true if the array contains the given value. Pretty good things. Pretty good things. All right. So if we has the effect. If it has the effect, score. This is the other thing, is we want to, yeah. Make sure this is an integer. And we need to define a good scoring system. This is something we'll need to play around with. So define a good scoring system. Good scoring system can play around with values later. So I guess as long as we're outputting something for now, we should be good to go, but yeah. Yeah. So let's have a think. I think effects +1 per effect, something like that. Everything can just be +1, I think. +1. Temperatures. It's a single value, so you could just say maybe +2. Same with strength, will be a single value for now, so that could be plus. I guess that adds a lot of score. Just do +1 +1. Dislikes, that's a big thing. So I think because dislikes are such a huge, you could almost say it's detrimental to whether a customer likes their tea or not. Like if they can taste that, like the coriander leaf, if that's in the tea, which, you know, probably shouldn't be, in my opinion. Yeah, that should be pretty bad. I think we should like -3 or -4. -3. Something like that. And a bonus could be like a +3. Make a perfect tea. +3. All right, easy enough. Yep, that's all we want to do. We're gonna do this a bunch of times. Flavors. And yes, I do spell it flavor. So I think that's, I don't even know if that's American spelling. I think it's like might just be an Australian thing. Flavor. Prominently used in British English. There you go. Actually feels accurate. Dislikes. Yeah, I think because there's so many effects as well. Like you gotta think there might be 2 effects, 2 flavors, 1 temperature, 1 strength. So that could be like 5 points in total, right? And then you could have a bonus which makes it 8. And then dislike, for example, instead of having 5, you could go back down to 2. So I guess that the range is, yeah, anywhere from -3 to +8 or +8 or +10 even. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. But I mean, if it's not perfect, we can align it. I think we have testing for a reason, so temperature. This one doesn't need to be a loop, which is good. So if t.temperature, temps, is temps a, oh no, who allowed this person to put this in? Temperature. It's a single, it's not it's not an array. Why did I call that wrong? Cannot call get property. Yep. T.temperature equal to what is it? Request dot temp. Do you know what? I will keep the shorthand though. Just going back and forth on renaming. Average programming. I would say as someone with 20 years experience working in food-related customer service, avoiding dislikes is more. Absolutely. Yep. Don't want any Karens on our hand. Tell you what. I used to work in food retail. Worked at a supermarket for a couple of years. So it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Too bad I had to go and start getting a software engineering job. Wouldn't mind, like to think I'd be pretty happy working back at that job and not working full time so I could focus on my game. But yeah, that's what it is. Alrighty. I think he doesn't have a dislikes, so I was just mind-numbingly copy pasting things. So this can be tricky. We need to loop over the request dislikes, so we're gonna copy that. So for each dislike, if T, so we have to check the, yeah, I guess they may dislike, that's the other thing. They may dislike a strength, a temperature, a flavor, or an effect. That could be tricky to go about. So I think what we were saying before, okay, yeah, we're talking about number of preferences. So yeah, you could definitely limit to like 2 effects, 2 flavors, 2 dislikes, right? I would say flavor would be a big dislike. Temperature isn't, I wouldn't say temperature isn't a dislike. It's just if it's not matching the request, then it's not matching the request. No. I think strength of the T could be a dislike. Although I've set that up as an enum, which means I would have to have a string value of the strength, which I can do. I think good logic people can get over 10, but not 8. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Looks like in GDScript we can't use strings for enums. So we are gonna have to do some smelly logic here. It's okay. Yeah. So I think if T dot, actually we're gonna have to do a double loop. We'll do a double loop for now, and we can find the, I guess we can do like a match, do like a match dot or whatever. Like array, what is it? Might just, yeah, stick to the, I'm getting flavor. Okay, so flavors is an array. Yes, for the only other issue that we have here is we are already looping through flavors above. Do we really want to loop through flavors and potentially effects? Because I guess a customer could want to feel like energized or something from their tea, you know, big caffeine hit before, I don't know, the start of your day, or a big event, big exam, something like that. So yeah, I think I don't like the idea of looping through these things twice, but if we don't do that, if we do not do that, then we have to loop through the dislikes twice. So I guess it's whatever is best. Couldn't say for sure. But alright. I think for now I'm gonna suck it up. Yeah, I'm gonna suck it up. I'm not a huge fan of that, if I'm being honest. And I'll probably say that 100 times. And I think I was talking about the strength of the tea they could dislike as well. So potentially... Oh, I haven't even made the strength. We've skipped the strength. Oh, goodness. That should be easy enough as well because... and we can do like, yeah, if the T is equal to the request strength, we know that it's going to be a +1 because they're matching. But we also know we can chuck an else in here, or an else if, because our do elif. No, we can't because we need to loop through our dislikes. So that's fine. We'll do it again in here. It's exactly what I said before. So we'll go check flavors. We'll go check effects. And we'll go check our strength. Something like that. Oops. Just like, mind you, we only need to do this if there's definitely room for improvement. I'll tell you what, this isn't going to match because we need to do dislike as an integer. So can we do like a 2 int or something? This is going to be a Godot specific thing, int. Nice, I think that just works. Okay, so we're casting. You can't just cast that either because it is not always going to work. We need to do some funky like enum to string Godot or something like that. I reckon we go strength, so we have to cast this to a string, I think, not the other way around. Key t.strength.key. I just grabbed the key. Enum.key. Do you know what I can do? I can do like t globals dot strength dot keys dot find key. Find the key from the T's strength. Let me do that. Oop. We need a. There we go. That should work. That's some elite level coding. It's not really. That's okay. It's what it is. Alrighty. Just ignore all of those. I think that's mostly it. We've got our bonus, don't we? Alright. This is why I'm glad I put this into a separate class now. It's getting very disgusting very quickly. That's okay. It's not the best. So bonus. Yeah. Yep. I think when we loop through our effects, we need to be able to check if all of the effects. So here we know that we have an effect, but we probably need all effects matched or something like that. It's like a boolean. That can only be set to true. It's a little hard with a numbering system. That's okay. Or we can do like another. I know in arrays, yeah, we can do like the all array.all matches, and then do like a lambda on that. It is what it is. Can we do this while we're looping through our effects is the question. That's the question I'd like to answer. So for each effect, if we are matching, good. How do we check if all of it is matching? I think what I said before would work. Just spouting nonsense off the top of my head. It's okay. Just a hydration break. Cool. I think for now I might just leave it. We can just say if we have bar all match. It's equal to false. I mean, we can, yeah. How do we set this to true is the question. We can definitely do something like bar effects usable, and it equals to request.effects.all. Something like that. Really don't like that. I guess the first thing before we even check is if we have a dislike. So if any of these return true, we know that I have a dislike, so it can't be a perfect match. which is good. So I think I will do that. Do var as dislike. It's probably a better way to go about this as well. Instead of just, doing that. I just realized I never minus that properly either. Cool. So I guess the first thing we can do is if as dislike. Then we can just return the score. We don't need to worry about bonuses then. So that'll be at least a little bit better. We can return an integer now instead of void. Not all. Yeah, okay. Alright. So we've got flavors. So all flavors. T.flavors.has F for flavor. That should be simple enough. Temperature. Okay, this is easy. We can go var has temp equals false equals true. Var has strength equals false. Strength is true. We can also ignore this entire thing if we have a strength because they're singular at the moment. And that's okay. So we can just if we don't have a strength, then that's when we want to check something like that. So we don't need that for, sorry, that was for, yep, for temp and strength, and I think that's all we need. So just the 2 to loop over, that's fine. If all matched, how do we set all match? So score all matched is going to equal to all effects and all flavors and has temp and has strength. Something like that. I think the logic checks out in my head. Not all code paths return a value. Okay. Oh, right. Return score. Yep. Okay. We'll do some extra logic. If we potentially have a bonus, if we haven't preemptively checked for not having a bonus, and apart from that, we would be good to go. So I think that is our scoring for now. Turned out to be a pretty big function. It's not that much logic. Let me rephrase that. It's a lot of logic. A lot of lot of looping. Might take a bit of time. But that's okay. I guess we need to make the score value useful. So we can, I haven't thought as far as like how we're going to use the score at the moment. So that could be some sort of currency added to the game, and the currency would be for like, I don't know, just adding stuff, adding different things. It's nothing crazy. But yeah. Yep. So, to-do list. We have a way for customers to rate their tea. How good? Have we translated the rating into some sort of score? That is a good question. Bonus points for a perfect match. Done it all. I think that deserves a celebration. How good. Alrighty. Okay, so I think yeah, we can rate the tea. So I think what we'll do is in our NPC manager, when we provide it to the tea, we can update the dialogue based on the tea rating. So that'll be cool. Generate a response text based on the score, I think is what I'll do. Score int, and the score will be actually be based on the score and the NPC as well. Because an NPC may have a bunch of response data, I guess. Yeah. I think so. So I think what we can do here is we can say our score logic dot rate t based on our NPC's request. Did I do them the wrong way around? Yes, I did. The t and the NPC dot request. And we also want to base it on our score, sorry, the NPC itself. Perfect. I think this will shadow a previously declared value, so I'll need to do that. What's going on here? No response text. So firstly, oop. Here we go. Oh, very good. I'm so good at that. Alrighty. So we will now, at the moment, I need to update our response text logic to base it off the NPC's potential list of responses, which I could also turn into a data structure, because ideally we want a response to be based on, we want a response to have a string of text and the kind of scoring value that is required. So I guess like the scoring could be more of like a weighted score. So like weighted in the sense that like if the score is less than, I don't know, 2, they'll have more of a negative effect, negative response, sorry. And then if it's between like, I don't know, 3 and 5, then it's like pretty neutral. If it's greater than 5, then it's a great response. And then you can customize that based on the NPC. I think that's probably a good way to go about it. But you know, it's what it it is. I will grab another sip of water and then we will get to it. So I was saying pass it to the NPC itself, but it's not necessary anymore because we've got a static manager for that, which is fine. Get the dialogue based on T and allow the NPC to walk away. So we are doing those. First find the request NPC. Okay. That's all outdated code comments. Mind you, this can be a little finicky, so I'd say find the NPC that is requesting. Once we found the NPC, we need to update the NPC's dialogue with their response to the T that they've received. Something like that. Oh, like full stops. Cool. Alrighty. So I think what we're gonna do now is create our response data structure. It'll be pretty simple. Guess an NPC has a response on them. We don't need to save. We could save some generic responses and then create custom responses per NPC. I think that's fine. Do we want the responses as a separate entity? I guess if you think of entities, they're like something that sits within the world. Does a response sit within the world? Technically within the dialogue it does. So you could put it in within the dialogue. I'm gonna keep it separate because why not? Nah, we will put it in the dialogue. Change my mind later. Responses. We'll have a folder for data. Good enough. And we'll create a script of a resource. A response. Cool. Alright, so class name response extends a resource. Export var. We'll have the text, which is a string. Whatever. Doesn't matter too much. We'll also have a weighting, a score weighting. So score weighting. This could be like greater than. Could it be? Yeah, I guess you could say it's always going to be like a minimum requirement for the score. So you could, or a maximum. Probably a maximum works better because then you could say the score weighting is 2, and anything 2 or below could be it. You could say it's 8. That doesn't really work, does it? I don't know. Score requirement. For now, it's an integer. Something like that. We can work it out as we go, which is fine. Let's go back to here. When we generate a response text, might just leave this for now. Oh, nah, it's fine. We'll keep it. What we will do is actually make use of the score and the NPC's request, which I realized. No, we are passing in the NPC. We want the NPC.responses to pass in though. So this will be responses will be an array of response, something like that. Actually, it might be a dictionary is probably better in this case because we could rate it to a number. Yeah, that's definitely something we can. Why does the stream not have 10 times the viewers? Oh wait, it's only your third stream. Keep at this and people will eventually show up, I promise. Wow. What a nice message. Appreciate that. Yeah, just starting out on the streaming thing. Let's see how things go. Give it a go. It's what we should all do. You ain't trying. What's the point? What's the point? Gotta try and do the things to do what you want to do. Alright. So, based on our responses, we need to loop. So for response in responses. What are we gonna do there? Pretty much. We are going to check the score to match the response, the response's score requirement. If score is, I don't think this is going to work out logically. I'm just going very loosely. Print score is score and score requirement is, and our requirement, our response dot score requirement. I think I need to create some of these things and then we'll be good to go. So an NPC does not have a list of responses. So that is, we've got a list of requests that an NPC may have. We can also have a list of responses. Array of response. And should this be called a customer response? Probably. Something doesn't match up here. I think I prefer the customer response. Actually, you know what? We'll keep it simple. Stupid. That's me. Stupid one. Alright. So. What are we doing? We've got our responses, so that should be fine. Let's set some data and then we can test it. We need to do a couple of things in order to set the data though. So I think, let's have a look. Oh yeah, so we haven't tested the scoring system properly yet, and in order to test that, we have to do setting of data. Okay, I think we're on the right track. So let's go to our NPCs and let's set some data for Mel, our NPC. Let's create a new response. And let's copy it from our NPC manager because we have some response text. Wow, I love this. Score, oops. Our score requirement. What is that? What is that? Let's just say we need a 5. 5 or above. Pretty good. Also have a new response, and the score requirement needs to be -2 or above. That. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Alright. Cool. So, I mean, we can print customers response is a response. Cool. So Mel has that in case Kai comes in. We don't want to conk out. I think what I will do. Ooh. Oh no, it did save. Okay. Let's save. Okay. Make it unique. Save it. Go back to our dialogue responses data. We'll just say good response or I don't know, excellent response. Just as some baseline value. This can be a bad response. And we might also have one for a if it's greater than a 2 or 3, 3 greater than or equal to. Something like that. Our response could be something like, I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. There we go. And let's make that unique and save that out to our mid response. Pretty mid. Could be better. Could be worse, could be better. Alright, and then when we go to Kai, we can just copy those in. So excellent, bad, mid. Perfect. Save Kai out. So hopefully when we run the game, fingers crossed, where we be chilling. Let's have a look. Need something soothing today. Let's make our... Oh no. I've renamed something, I think. Yep. T does not have a temps. T has a temp, I believe. Yep. Back to our T logic. Does our recipe have a temp or a temps? It has a temps as well. Oh goodness. Let's just do a little in files. Temps. Nothing. Do everything then. Huh? saw it first. You saw it first. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, we've got our evening bloom working. How lovely. Next. Yep. Okay. Invalid access to property or key effect. So I haven't set data up properly in my customer request. Okay, so our customer request data that we've set doesn't have the data on it, I'll be honest. So let's go to our NPCs again. Let's have a look at Kai. Yep. We expand this out a little bit. Effects. We have no effects, so we can either, I guess we could make this optional. It doesn't matter too much. Same with the flavors. Like if Kai's freezing, he wants a warm. He'd also want a dislike. He dislikes cool teas. I must have set that default value. Let me go to my cheeky little spreadsheet and we'll have a look at some data. So dislikes, what may Kai dislike? Cool teas is what he dislikes. So maybe something which is, I don't know. Cool. That's all he dislikes. I think that works. Flavors. What flavor does Kai want? Making it up. We're making it up. Something fruity. That wouldn't align with something. Maybe something herbal. Herbal. And the effect. What kind of effect is he going for? Something. I don't know. Warming. Yeah, I don't know. Something warming, maybe something soothing. Soothe his soul, you know. That's what we're here to do, Kai. And again, let's have a look. Oh, here we go. We want something soothing. So effect, let's have something soothing. Easy enough. What else do we want? Maybe something calming. Flavors. What would melt? Maybe something fruity. Would Mel want maybe a medium strength? Probably low strength again. And you know, warm is fine. But Mel would dislike something bitter. Why not? I think I typed that in ages ago, but that's fine. We'll leave it as is for now. Alright. We are chilling here. So we've got our customer requests data set up properly, I hope. So if we try again, we'll have a look if we see if we can't make our evening blend tea. I think we can. So we've got our evening scratchy, which gives us our evening data values. So let's brew this tea. Evening bloom. Very good. Okay. That's pretty bad. I mistyped that. Okay. Have we? Yeah, we've typed that out correctly. I'm just gonna double check. We've got temp in there as well. And do we have strength? That's a good question. Yep. It's all set up. Dislike. Okay. Dislikes is fine. I think that should be our last typo. Find out. Let's have a look. I'm freezing. I need to warm up. Alright, let's warm him up. Oh no, we can't make our predefined blend of tea. We're gonna have to make a lavender custom blend tea. We've got another issue. Alright, invalid access to property or key effect on a base object of type resource. Request.effects. Yet another typo. Okay. Let's go through everything. So request. Effects, flavors, temp, strength, dislikes, flavors, effects. Tito strength, effects, flavors, effects, flavors. Surely, first try. This is our first try. 0 bug speedrun game development. For anybody who doesn't know what we're working on, it is a cozy tea cafe management shop simulator. That's a big term. Maybe not simulator. Game. Cozy, calm, cute, maybe. I'll let you be the judge of that. We've also got some gambling. If you like scratchies, I don't mind them. We scratch specific types of scratchy cards to get specific kinds of ingredients. We are using those ingredients to brew a tea. So at the moment we found an evening bloom blend of a tea. Very nice. We are debugging because I've just implemented the scoring system. Yeah, it is what it is. Alright, invalid access to property or key responses on a base object of type node2d. Ah, okay. Right. So I think we need to go. So NPC has the interesting. NPC does not have request on it. Alright, so this is a good point because let's type this firstly so I know what I'm dealing with. We have an NPC node, not an NPC data structure. We have the selected requests on it, right? Okay, so what we also need to do is we need to store our responses. So I think this is yucky. Who did this? Wasn't me. Must have been someone else, you know. Export bar responses. Do you know what? Let's chuck it further up. Yep, I can type without looking at what I'm typing at. Welcome. Welcome. Alright. An array of response. I also don't know how to spell and don't know how to type. My brain goes at 1,000,000 kilometers per hour. That's possible. Take a quick hydration break. Anyways. Alright. Responses. So now we have responses, so we can do that. We also have a single request, and I think we're referencing that correctly. Oh, I need to double check that. So we need to make sure that our NPC is setting its data correctly. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm also going to have to refactor our request setting later, because currently we just set the first request on the NPC data. In the future, when we have multiple multiple NPC requests on an NPC, that's when we're going to have to somehow randomize that. Who knows how to do that? I do. So responses is going to equal to npc.responses. So this is a list of their possible responses to a T, which is going to be given out based on a score requirement. Looks good to me. All right, so we were looking at rating the T. Rating the T. I think we're all good here. Yep. An NPC does have responses, and an NPC does have a request now. So that fixes that issue. Assuming that we have data in places in which we don't have data. So let's have a look. Let's make our request. Need something soothing. We will scratch our scratchy. Find some ingredients. Get our evening bloom tea again, because, you know, memorize that recipe in my head. Definitely want to have some sort of UI to see which recipes you've unlocked and that sort of thing, but that's out of sight, out of mind. Wow, I love this. Okay, cool. We've got a proper customer response now instead of a randomly generated one. That is pretty cool. I think. I actually think I'm wrong. I don't think we've actually set that up properly, but that's okay. So let's have a look. The customer's response score is 3. Cool. So the current score requirement is 3. So on that one, it should have returned true, I think. We're just printing it. Okay. Yep. So if the score is 3 and the score requirement is greater than this. Yep. So it'll be the last one. It's always going to be the highest one. So it doesn't matter if we loop through a couple times. It's maybe not the most efficient way to do it, but it'll be fine. It will be fine. So I think we can just do bar response is a response for maybe not selected and not chosen, but the calculated. That's a word. So we set that. Once we break out of that loop, so sorry, not when we manually break out, but when it comes out, we can just return calculated response dot text. Easy enough. And then we can get rid of our RNG. So that should always work. Yeah, unless we calculate a score too high, in which case that's not going to work. Need something soothing today. This will be the proper test of if we can get our Mr. Pixel, if we can get our customer request. I don't mind this at all. Perfect. This is a brand new request. I just realized I don't think anyone can see that. Very good. So that validates that our scoring system is set up and it works, I think. And we have responses, so it's pretty good. Works for me. Works on my machine. Alright. Also got we've only got 2 types of it. We've only got 2 NPCs so far. You can also brute force this. You're off to a great start. Absolutely. Got a custom blend. Not my cup of tea. Elle did not like the tea. Cool. I'm freezing. I need to warm up, says Kai. Do we have a warm tea for him? See if we can see what the score is specifically. We'll just do our same singular type of tea. Don't mind this at all. There we go. So the score was 3. Our custom tea that we made for our previous customer had a score of 2, and we also had a score of 3. So I guess the cost. Yeah, I'll need to very closely work with the actual data to make sure that it's, you know, like balanced enough. But for now, at least, it's looking pretty good. I'd also like to scale up the scratchy UI to be a little, have a little more, I don't know, more pixels. What if we just give it 2 ingredients? That's a good question. Let's have a look. Score is 2, yeah, so didn't like it. I don't think I can make a good scoring tea at the moment because of these specific ingredients. So I think I will introduce our other scratchy card back and we can take a look at it again. Let's go back and add our scratchy. What is this? Oh, did I put it in scenes? Okay. Interesting. I don't have the best layout for this, but that's okay. Let's delete our evening scratchy. Still potentially make it. Need something soothing today. Uh-oh. I haven't set up everything properly. I need to assign my chosen scratchy. Oh no. That is very small. Let's undo some of this. Alright, what is... So I think what we'll do here is we're just gonna save out our scratchy. Because it is... I've done some stuff in this scene to make it look different, I think. Yep, I've set the Z index. I've also scaled it. So I think we can save that as a separate thing. I think in the scratchy data, it'll be fine. Right. We need an inherited scene. I've never actually used that in Godot, so that's interesting.
can't expand it. It's interesting. Let's have a look. See.
Oops. My water bottle off the desk.
That wouldn't be great. Average drinking noises, don't mind me. Editable children, that's what we wanted. Okay, so I think what I will do is, can I just... Yeah, I think we will duplicate it. And we'll just call it default scratchy, and then I will work out how to deal with it later. Just save it for later. All the things that you don't want to do, just push them away. Like they don't need them. Default. Ooh. There's not really any point in saving a evening scratchy for now until we have set some different like UI and stuff for the scratchy. That's okay. Alright, I think this is set up now, so try once more. Get it working. Need something soothing. It's already scratched. We had this issue before, didn't we? Why did we have that issue? The mask viewport. Interesting. Is it because I've... Yep. I think I've done something here. How dare I do something? There we go. That's interesting. Setting a node with editable children in my case, because I'm the way I'm inheriting the nodes, not inheriting, but the way I'm accessing the nodes. If you set editable children to true, it seems to break. That's cool. That's a cool Godot feature. Look at this, we've got some lovely, lovely other ingredients today. We have some peppermint. We want a peppermint herb chamomile blend. Sounds pretty good, to be honest. It's a generic herb. Something that I should put on the to-do list in the Maker UI is I need to set the tooltips correctly, because we don't currently do that. They're all set to a default value, so okay. Anyways, tea herbal floral, we got a score of 2. Was not very. See if we can try better next time. Ginger, cocoa. Yeah, honey. Spicy. 2 again. Ow. Pretty good at this. Pretty good at this game. Some very sweet items. Milk in tea. Any milk and tea drinkers? Me. Sugar, milk, and herb tea. It is bland. It's also a 2. Can I make a alright tea is the question. It's gonna clearly need a lot of balancing. That's okay. I love numbers. Double ginger honey. Not my cup of tea. Also a 2. I think what's happening is we must be getting a lot of must be mixing dislikes and stuff. It's most of these ingredients I set before I actually knew what kind of effects and flavors or what values I wanted. I just kind of put in some random stuff, and I think a lot of the text won't even line up, so it won't give a specific score. And that's okay. That is okay. I think I've already done that. No, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere doing this, but that's okay. Just a play test. That's what it is. 2 NPCs coming back and forth until the day's over. Really, chamomile, cocoa, ginger combo, floral, sweet, spicy. Good. We're getting 2s all over. I don't think I've got anything other than a 2 so far. So means game works perfectly. Nothing wrong with it. I don't think we've done a ginger herb peppermint. I could be wrong. Also a 2. Look at that, that's all the customers for the day. And our customer has started again. Interesting. I think I did not see a customer walk in before. It's like over an hour ago when I was testing that. But yeah, it's looking pretty good at the moment. I don't know, something about the scratching. Ideally the scratching will be a lot smaller. You can see it's a pretty wide thing at the. We also don't want to auto go to the next spot, but need some button so we can analyze maybe. But yeah, if we just select 2. I guess you have less potential unless we hit a dislike, you know. So pretty much the ingredients don't match up, I think, with the customer request. So yeah, I think the goal for next time we are doing some work is to create some tea blends and then create some ingredients to make those tea blends, and also creating some requests for those so then we can, you know, have everything nice and lined up, and then we can do some proper testing of everything, and I think we would be good to go from there. Yeah, I think I will call that one though for the evening, because I have to think about going to work tomorrow, which is unfortunate. But yeah, thank you for everyone who did stop by. Even I guess maybe not the the little kid troll, but that's okay. I think I've set up my streaming schedule on Twitch, so if you can see that, you should be able to know when maybe to jump in again if you'd like to have a chat and hang out. I'd love to hear all about your own Godot projects. You know, sharing knowledge is key to doing a lot of this stuff. So anyways, I will head off now.
But yes, thank you and see you later.